Welcome in, my friends. Lazy Retired Granny here. It is Saturday, July 15th, 2023, and the time is 6:40 a.m. here in sunny and soon-to-be hot Salem, Oregon. I am continuing my journey on the mystery pack that I ordered from Amazon back in November. It's no longer available. This is number 7 of 12, and I do them once a month. And I just noticed that there is a P over here that I missed. Yeah, so I'm just finishing this up. I'm hoping to finish this morning. Here we go. There it is. There we go. Yeah, and this has been really fun doing these once a month in the mystery pack. I did order another 12-pack from Tiny Fun, which I'm going to be doing next year, one a month, because I really enjoyed this. And I noticed that on Becky Sloan's video, she got a 12-pack from Tiny Fun also, and she's going to be doing the same thing next year. So that's pretty exciting. We can do that together. So, I do want to say a couple things. DP Crazy Lady did a video on her new canvas that she started, and that little puppy is just as cute as can be. I love that painting. I'm gonna resist purchasing it, but I can hardly wait till she's done with it and we see the results of it. Yeah. She said she's not going to video for a couple days, so I'm a little bit bummed about that because I enjoy her checking in at least once a day with us and sharing her day and her diamond paintings. Hint, hint, hint. And then the second thing is I watched Crafting with V, and I just, oh, my heart just goes out to her in the week she had last week. Oh my gosh. Just so heartbreaking. I had tears in my eyes watching her video. So if you're watching, my sympathies to you, honey. Just what a week you had. And I know we can all relate to losing a pet. And some of this can relate to children that have medical issues, and how your heart just breaks when your children are have something wrong. I know how it's been with me this past year. Nothing like the level that she's on, but my son, one of my sons had to have surgery to have his gallbladder out, and a bit of a complication during the surgery, and just worrying about him. And he ended up having to spend the night at the hospital. So, yeah, so she is in my thoughts. I'm sending positive vibrations to her that everything will look up for her. Okay, anybody else that... Oh, and she also did a video on some stickers that she ordered, which are just so cute, but the ones that I really enjoyed were the motivational stickers, and she went through every single one of those, and each one that she read off, it just really stuck in my mind. They are all such good sayings. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thanks for sharing that and taking the time to go through each one of those. That was wonderful. So, my day yesterday. Okay, so yesterday morning I started with, at 8 o'clock, I mowed the yard. And I took a bit of a break. And then I told you that there was issues with the storage closets. In the stairwell area where I was keeping my stuff. We had a leak up there, and then mildew appeared, and it's just, I needed to get up there and clean it. But I'm so lazy, I just, out of sight, out of mind. And I had to take everything out of that storage and bring it down to where I live, or my living space. And those boxes and totes and everything else have been staring me in the face. And I thought, I need to get my living space looking more like a living space and not a storage area and a craft room. And I blame it on DP Crazy Lady for putting the bug in me and getting me off my butt to do it. Because she is painting her room, and of course she has to move things around and all that, and it gets into our diamond painting time. So it's her fault that got me started on this. So anyway, I took a little break after mowing the yard, and then I went to the stairwell, and it's steps up there and really high ceilings with that. It's got a skylight in it, and it's really nice up there. But anyway, so I got up on the ladder, and I was reading, what to use that's good to use on that type of issue. So they said vinegar is good. So, and I do know, don't give me any advice or anything, but I just needed something to start the process, because we still don't know if there's a leak or what happened. We just don't know. It's a mystery. My son got up there because up above the storage closets, there's a deck up there, and there's a hot water tank up there. But he got up there, and there was absolutely no water leakage, no nothing. So we don't know. I have no idea where this water came from. It was dry up there, and yeah. So anyway, so what I did is I got up on the ladder, and the only place the mildew was at was on the ceiling. It's not on the walls or anything, it was just the ceiling. So anyway, I got up there. That was a fiasco, me getting up on the ladder and trying to clean. But it went pretty quickly. I don't know, it took me about an hour. And from what I read online, you can use bleach or you can use vinegar. Well, I went with the vinegar. They said both are equal. I went with the vinegar because there's no ventilation in the stairwell. And I thought the bleach would be way too strong for me. So the vinegar was bad enough, but anyway, I mixed up the solution, and I had to keep getting up and down the ladder to wash out my scrubbing brush. And yeah, my knees and my legs are telling me you're too old for this. Plus going up and down those stairs, yeah. So I got that done, and then I knew I had to air that out for a little bit, just leave it open and stuff. And luckily it was warm yesterday, so it didn't, and not that I soaked it, but I just sprayed and scrubbed. So anyway, I thought, well, while that's doing it, I might as well start going through all these boxes and totes and everything, and going through stuff that I'm going to be putting back in the storage closet. My place was an absolute wreck. I had things all over the place. You couldn't even hardly walk. Everything was all over the place. But anyway, so I got all that sorted out, and then I asked my son, who lives next door, if he would carry those boxes and totes and put them in the storage closet. So he came over and did that. And it was only about, I don't know, three or four boxes. So I got rid of a lot of, who knows why I was keeping some of this stuff, and a lot of it just went in the trash. And yeah, so I still had my yarn project that I've kind of been going through. I have so much yarn. It was way more than I could ever use in my lifetime. Well, my daughter-in-law took at least 3 big totes to her work. Okay, so I got rid of that. And that didn't even, you know, put a dent in anything. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make up a couple more totes. Now these totes have at least 50 skeins of yarn in them. So I started going through yarn, and my goal was to only keep one tote of yarn. That's all I will need in my lifetime, because I haven't been knitting as much. And I have nobody to knit for anyway. And so I just knit, and then donate everything that I knit. So I got a big tote of yarn, and I went to Marketplace on Facebook, and I put free yarn. Within less than a minute, started getting hits on it. And it's like, this was, my son was helping me, and he said, I'm just taking the first person and the rest forget it. So the person said, okay, I'm on my way, I'm gonna get it. I'll be there in 20 minutes. So we marked it as sold, and it's free yarn. And so that person came and picked it up. Now, I did these in lots or totes because it would be too overwhelming, and I think I didn't really want somebody who was going to take it just to turn around and sell it. So anyway, I mean, that was my thinking. So while we were waiting for that person to show up, I was starting to work on the next tote and put it together. And the person that picked up the first tote was a young gal, and she said she was just getting into knitting. And she actually, after she left and I guess went home, she sent me a message and said how much she loved all the yarn, and that she was just so happy with it. And so that made me feel good, you know, that I could gift yarn to somebody that was appreciative of it. So anyway, then I put on another free yarn thing on the Marketplace. Oh my gosh. Within less than a minute, the messages started coming in again. And it was almost, you know, it was overwhelming to me. And a few people said, yeah, I want it. Could you save it for me for a couple days till I can pick it up? And I said, no, I'm on to the next person. I'm not gonna have this sitting around until you finally decide to come pick it up. You know, my goal is I want it out of here. Anyway, the next person, it was really kind of weird because the kid that picked it up was picking it up for his mom. She works at the same place as my daughter-in-law, and she wanted it to do crafts, I guess, for the patients there. And I said, I told my daughter-in-law, I said, that's weird, that, you know, you took all this yarn and that, you know, she didn't know about it. And she goes, well, who was it? And I said, I have no idea. So anyway, the kid came and picked it up and it went there again. So that was kind of weird. So while we were waiting for him to show up, I started on my next tote of yarn to get up. And so he's gone and I get the next one up. And oh my gosh, once again, it was more people, you know, it was overwhelming again. It's like, I can't keep up with all these pingings and stuff. And my son said, you're overworked and all you have to do is answer one person and see what they say. He says, you don't need to answer everybody until, you know, you have a confirmed buyer. Well, they weren't buying anything, but anyway, the lady who, and then once again, can you save this yarn for me? You know, I can't come pick it up, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I had to tell him, no, I'm not saving it. So anyway, the lady who came and picked it up, she was an older lady, and she had her granddaughters with her. Well, come to find out, she is teaching her granddaughters how to knit and crochet. Well, she sent me a message after, when she got home, and said how beautiful she thought the yarn was. And she was, you know, just happy as can be. I had told her that, you know, I was going to be having more yarn. I wasn't going to until I found more. Oh my gosh. I mean, I have yarn all over the place. So she messaged me and she said, oh, let me know. She said, because, you know, we'll come get some more. So I've already got that one, my next tote, all, you know, it's already gone. So yeah, after that I thought I was done, and then I found 2 more totes. Oh my gosh, what a project. So I dealt with that until about 8:30 last night. And now that I've gotten rid of all those boxes and totes of yarn and whatnot, I moved my desk back where it was at. But I was just so tired and my legs were giving out, and I just, I can't do anymore. So I did watch these videos, and then I just, that's all I can do. I cannot do anymore. So it was probably about 10 o'clock. I went to bed and just passed out. So what I'm doing today, I want to finish this project, at least the big part of it. I am going through all my storage, I don't know what you call them. You know, they're the ones on wheels that have a lot of drawers in it and stuff. I've got 3 of those. And I'm going through those today. And all my knitting stuff that I don't use, that I've collected over the years and whatnot, I'm going to ask this lady if she wants those for her granddaughter. And then at least I can sit down and do that. I don't have to pick anything up and whatnot. I can wheel those around. And then I have got notebooks full of knitting patterns and that I will never use. I've got my patterns that I want. I know what my plans are for the future of what I want to do with knitting. So I'm going to ask her if she wants those. And then I'm going to be just having the knitting stuff that, you know, what I need. It's just that I've got triplicates and stuff of, you know, I don't need all that. So anyway, and there's stuff that I bought that I never use, and I got tons of like double pointed needles and all sizes, and I've got some other stuff that I will never use because I don't like them. Some of them brand new, tried once and said not for me. I've got all kinds of stitch markers, and you know, nobody needs that many stitch markers. You do not need thousands. So yeah, I gotta go through all that. And then I am also a hoarder of notebooks, papers. I gotta get all those organized so I can start using them, because I do use paper a lot. So once I go through all that stuff, yeah, then the next project, once I get everything organized, then I will be feeling good. Then I can make this look more like a home than a crafting area. And I took my diamond paintings. I had an empty tote, and I put some of my diamond paintings in there. I got to buy another tote. I've run out of totes. And I can show that to you. Hold on 1 minute. Okay. This tote is plumb full of diamond paintings. These are all my budget friendlies. Don't mind the mess here. I mean, it is still a mess. This is a pretty big tote. It is huge. Yeah, I don't know how, there's at least 200 in there. This isn't all of them. I still have more. But look at here. Yeah, I got room underneath my desk now. Don't mind the dust. I gotta get underneath there and dust. I still have all this yarn to go through. That's all cotton yarn. Plus the other 2 totes that I gotta go through yet. But this was plumb full of yarn underneath here. Plus all the boxes and totes that I had.